What's up, guys? It's Frozen7272 here, and I'm going to start doing some album reviews. I've been watching them online for a couple albums that have come out recently, and I think I might start doing a top 10 kind of thing of my favorite albums. The first one I'm going to be doing is Set It Off Cinematics. So here we go. Alright, so track 1 on Cinematics is called Thoughts That Breathe. This is just a little 40-second intro, about that much, and I watched all the track-by-tracks that Cody did for the album, and his motivation kind of behind this was he was just screwing around with some strings and stuff on his laptop, and came up with this song, and it is influenced by the guy who did the soundtrack for Batman, or the Dark Knight movies, Hans Zimmer, I believe, if I pronounce it right, and that's basically it. It's just an intro. Alright, track number 2 is called Nightmare. This is one of my favorites from the album, and really what this is about is Cody's anxiety. He had really bad anxiety as a child and started taking prescription medication for it, but one day just stopped taking it completely, and after that he's had really bad anxiety. And the story behind the song that was in the track-by-track video was that he was in a movie theater and he was up like in a balcony kind of thing, and he got a sudden idea in his head that one of his family members was going to die, and as he was coming down the staircase he had to go outside to get a breather. He just got tunnel vision, and once he got outside of the doors of the theater he just kind of collapsed and couldn't move, and it was just crazy. It was a nightmare. One of my favorite lyrics in it is when it's part of the breakdown and he's talking about walking to the ledge and he's plummeting down, and as soon as he hits the ground he's right back at the top, and that's just kind of showing how you can have repetitive nightmares over and over, and they're going to just continue to haunt you. Alright, track number 3 is called Swan Song. This is one of the two that were released before the album was released, so I have listened to it a lot. The term Swan Song is supposedly before a swan dies, it lets out one last gasping breath or noise, and this is Cody's Swan Song. It's to all his friends that he might have been friends with in high school or college before he left to go to start Set It Off, that have just left him hanging pretty much, and this is his last ditch effort to get them to come back, be friends again. It's one of my favorites. I know I'm going to say that for a lot of them, but I have about 3 or 4 that are just, they're stand out to me as Set It Off's best song so far. Alright, song number 4 is called Plastic Promises. This is where Set It Off finally takes a leap. I know, coming from Baby Don't Trip in Jaharda and Calm Before the Storm, they took a big leap when they made Horrible Kids. If you don't know any of those albums or what the hell I'm talking about, look them up. It's their older work. Baby Don't Trip in Jaharda was their very first EP, and then they had Calm Before the Storm, then Horrible Kids, and now Cinematics, which is their debut full length. The album Horrible Kids is where they started to invent this orchestral pop kind of thing, and then they took it to the next level with the song Plastic Promises. If you don't know about Set It Off much, Cody was in kind of a classical kind of band thing, is what I've gathered so far from his videos and interviews, and he played the clarinet in high school, and he was going to college for it, I believe, for like musical kind of performance. And Dan, the guitar player, he played the trumpet in the same high school band as Cody. And in the song, in the breakdown, you'll hear the trumpet and the clarinet, and I wasn't in band, so I don't know how big of a deal this is, but Cody said the beats per minute is very, very fast. Like I said, it's a big leap for them, because they have a breakdown, but it's trumpet and clarinet, and no one has done that before, not to my knowledge. If you know someone, go ahead and comment and tell me. But it's just a really good song. The meaning behind it is just stupid promises that you get them over and over and over. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and he's just done with them. Alright, track number 5 is called I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. And this is the song that was released probably a month or two before the album was. Everyone's heard this one if they've heard any of the songs off of Cin-O-Matics. And this is about Cody's insomnia, which, if you know anything about the band or him, he's notorious for it. He's not actually, like, the doctor didn't say you have insomnia, you're an insomniac, but he's kind of self-proclaimed. And if you check his Twitter out, you can tell he's tweeting at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And from the track-by-track videos, he wrote this song at like 3 or 4 a.m. And it's about when you get hysterical, and the psychotic laughs in it are just, everything's funny when you get like that slap-happy kind of thing going on. And that's pretty much what this one's about. Alright, track number 6 is where, personally, I think it starts to get an emotional connection to Cody. 6 is about, he asks fans, what's something that you feel like you have no control over that's going on in your life? For him personally, it was a certain event where his dad, who battled cancer, he had a surgery and it didn't go as planned, and Cody had to go into the hospital room, I don't know what you want to call it, and he just had, the way he described it, I would assume a trach in his neck and just a breathing oxygen mask, and there was nothing Cody could do. He wanted to do everything to make him better, but there was nothing he could do, and that's what, he had no control over it. The other things he refers, or he doesn't refer to them directly, but that he talked about in the track by track was maybe your parents are going through a divorce, or like him, maybe you're losing a loved one, anything like that, that you personally, no matter what you do, you can't change the outcome of what's about to happen. Alright, track number 7 is called Dreamcatcher. Personally, it's my favorite song on the album because it's just, I've been a fan of Set It Off since before they were banned. I was a fan of Cody's covers, and they started Set It Off in 2008, and they've come a long way since, and they've gotten signed. They've done so many tours, and they're just getting bigger. They just announced their tour that they're going to the UK with Yellowcard. It's just a big thing for them. And they have this, it sounds kind of cliche, but the SIO family. And it's cool to just, I feel like I'm part of that because I've known about them since they started. And the Dreamcatcher kind of just gathers all of it, and it's, the band is where Cody wants, where he pictured it to be at the beginning, and he's kind of like riding the wave. It's, the exposure that they're getting is awesome, and with people backing them, personally, I know Mike Shea from AP, or Alternative Press, is really behind the band Set It Off. The last time they were in Cleveland, I know he came out to the show and he tweeted out that they are one of the best, I don't know how he phrased it, pop punk, post-hardcore, or whatever. They're one of the best live bands to see because Cody is a true frontman, and if you've seen them live, you'll understand that. So to talk more about the actual song, Dreamcatcher, the story behind it is Dan, the guitar player, he had a dream of Set It Off playing their hometown kind of a theater. And it's just about, I mean, if you listen to the riff that Dan plays, it's just, you just picture Cody and like all the lights dimming down on them, and then it's just the lights come back up and there's just a full stadium of people. And that's the feeling I got before the track-by-track videos even came out to tell us what the song was truly about. That's the feeling I got. They were just like, this is their big, like, when bands refer to they want to go big on a song, this is them going big. They want to make this a big, orchestral, and huge song. And if you really listen to the song, you'll gather that. And it's also a very inspirational song because it's pretty much chase your dreams, because that's what Cody did. And I'm pretty sure that's the exact words he said when he announced that he was going to do Set It Off, that he had his parents' blessing that he was just going to chase his dreams. Alright, track number 8, Freak Show. This is, sad to say, one of my least favorite songs on the album, because I don't like the wording, I guess. I mean, Cody's normally really good with lyrics, but I am a circus freak. It doesn't vibe with me, I guess. The song is about just being different, being weird, just being yourself, and if it wasn't for those lyrics that I'm a circus freak, I would probably like this song a lot more, because the chorus is really good, and the lyrics, you can't bend me, break me, is something along those lines. I don't have the direct lines in front of me. Those are very moving lines, because I know personally I didn't have this problem. I don't want to sound cocky, but in high school I got along with people. I wasn't picked on, but I know people that were, and I know it's a big deal still in schools, the bullying. And Freak Show is kind of just a hurrah that it's okay that you're different, and Cody understands that, and he welcomes you to talk to the band, talk to him personally, that he was different in high school. He knows how it is, but it's perfectly fine. And in the cliche SIO family that I mentioned before, you're more than welcome to be a part of it. They're all freaks in his terms. They're all weird people, and he's just welcoming you. Alright, track number 9 is Distance Disturbs Me. And it's pretty easy to figure out what the song's about, long distance relationships. But to be more specific, in the track by tracks, Cody talked about this is kind of like having an online relationship, which may seem crazy, but I got calming maybe stuck in my head when I said that. But you can meet people online now and build complete relationships off it without ever meeting them. Which, I know it sounds crazy, but if you talk to someone just night in, night out for hours and hours online, you can actually build a relationship off that. And it's just the fact that he had this happen to him. He met someone online, they built a really good relationship, and he wanted to be with them, but it wasn't realistic. Like, the distance was too much. He's in a band, he's always traveling, he's touring, and it's just how much it bothers him that he had to pretty much just cut ties with him, because it was going to hurt both sides too much that if it went any further. Alright, song number 10 is my second favorite song on the album, because I said Dreamcatcher was number 1. It's called Dad's Song, and for those of you who don't know, this song has been in the making since 2008, when Cody's dad passed away from cancer. And this was before Set It Off was even a band that his dad died. But before he passed away, he gave Cody his blessing that just chase your dreams, and to just do whatever it is that you want to do, and just the lyric in the song is, there's no shortcuts to success. And the story behind that lyric is that his dad, Cody's dad, wrote him a note, and he had always said no shortcuts for success. And when his dad got sick and he was in the hospital, the note magically appeared on Cody's fridge, I believe is what he said. And Cody just completely took grasp of that saying, that phrase, and lives his life by that now. And he used to have the note, but someone stole his wallet and was a douche, and now Cody doesn't have... I mean, that's a big, memento between him and his dad, for him to remember him by, and someone had to steal it. But this song is Cody really opening up and letting everything out. And really, I think it's therapy for him, and just kind of accepting that his dad's gone, but he would do anything, to quote the lyric, for just another hug from you. This song is really emotional, and if you go on YouTube and search Dad's Song, you can see him perform it on, I believe he was on Stickam or something, one of those webcam websites, and he performs it acoustically, and you can just, the emotion that pours out of him when he sings this song is awesome. And like I said, it's been in the making since 2008, and he went back and forth how he wanted this song to sound until he nitpicked it enough that it was just perfect. And he's accepted that this is the way the song is going to be. One distinct lyric that sticks out for me is, I don't know the exact lyrics because I didn't write this down. I'm unprepared. It's about how proud his father would be, and how people tell him that all the time, like that, how your dad would be so proud. And that's the lyric that really, it just moves you, honestly. Alright, track number 11 is called I'd Rather Drown. And when I saw Set It Off in Cleveland last, which was a while ago now, they performed this song, and Cody goes absolutely insane when he sings this live. But, the story behind it, I'm trying to think. This is about, he wrote this after he found out that he kind of like broke up with a girl, and the very next day she had another boyfriend, and he would rather drown than have another day with her, or take her back, or go through that pain again. That's pretty much the whole story behind this. Alright, the last song on the album is called The Grand Finale. And it's not called The Grand Finale because it is the last track, but the story behind it is kind of coming to terms with not necessarily the world ending in, December, but the story behind it was they had an off day, they were at like a high school track, and the big alarm started going off, like there's a bomb threat or something, if you've ever heard those big sirens that go off. And everyone just stopped and stared at each other, and they didn't know what to do. And the song is actually about a boy and a girl who end up being together. And you realize that as the song breaks down. This is a song, if you watch the studio updates, that the producers said that this is the hardest breakdown that they've ever recorded. And it's when Cody breaks down, and this is the end. This is the end of everything, so, like, what are you gonna do, pretty much? Alright, so that is all 12 tracks, and as I said before, this is one of my favorite albums of the year, along with Pierce the Veil's Collide with the Sky. And I think I'm going to continue and do a top 10 of just my favorite albums in general. I know I said this is my favorite of the year, but this is also going to fall under my favorite albums ever. Set It Off's Horrible Kids used to be on that list, but I think this might bump it off. You guys should really check them out. They're awesome guys. They're genuine dudes who, like, after the show, they're always, Cody at least, if not all the band, they always hang out. They want to talk to you. They want to share stories. And I know just from watching videos online and stuff, they're all about their fans. They want you involved. They want you to be part of their family. And they want to make a difference. And they will at some point. Once a certain amount of people, I guess, notice them, once they make it big, I guess, if this isn't already. So again, here's the cover art. And actually, I'll explain this real quick. There's the cover art. And the story behind the cover art, as you can see, it's a dream catcher, but inside, let me see if I can get a good view of this. Alright, so it'll focus in, there you go. As you can see, it's kind of a bunch of horrific images, like an eyeball, that porcelain doll, which are extremely creepy, and there's some haunted houses going on over there, another porcelain doll, and it's basically what this is. I'll show you the inside real quick while I have it up. Here's the actual CD, that, and there's the back, and then it comes with this little book. Hold on. Comes with the book, It's hard to do with one hand. There's more pictures from inside the Dreamcatcher. Swan Song. I believe that's from I'd Rather Drown. Just an X-ray. I don't even know what that is up there. Some leaves or something. Creepy porcelain doll again. Circus Freak from Freak Show. Someone screaming. That's a tarantula in the corner, actually. And a group shot of the band. You can see from left to right, Max. Wow, that's what Zach. Sorry, Cody, Austin, Dan. Next page, focus. The hospital room. There's I'd Rather Drown, actually. I don't know what that's supposed to be. A cemetery, maybe? Yeah, it's a headstone. And then a road. And I think I'm on the last page, yeah. This is just the producer information and thank yous from the band. Okay, so the story behind the actual cover art is the Dreamcatcher, and it catches all your nightmares inside of it, and that's what this is a picture of, basically. There's an interview where Cody explains it a little bit more in depth, but I've only watched it once, and it was like a week ago, so I don't remember it all. Alright, so I've shown you the cover art. I've shown you all 12 tracks. Well, I didn't show you, but I talked about them. So you should go out, buy the CD, and I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment or something. Give me a like, something to know that you want to see more of these. I know I normally just post live videos, but I gotta have something else to pass the time, so we'll try this. Later, guys.